The tragedy of the Mandrell sisters is so sad. The Mandrell sisters were a force to be reckoned with within the world of country music. Barbara, Louise, and Irlene Mandrell were not just good, they were phenomenal. But then, on a seemingly ordinary day, something heartbreaking happened that changed their lives forever.
I had the best career that anybody could ever, and certainly way more things than I ever dreamed for me. And I wouldn't change any of it, and I loved it. None of those negative things. I was very happy, but I was really thinking and contemplating that I'd really done all I could do to offer people, because that's what we, quote, entertainers do. Is
Barbara Ann Mandrell was born on the most festive day of the year, December 25th, 1948, in Houston, Texas, and was destined for greatness from the very beginning. With parents Mary Ellen and Irby Mandrell, it's no surprise that she grew up in a household filled with the sweet sounds of music. As the eldest of three daughters, Barbara's earliest years were filled with melodies and harmonies that would later captivate audiences around the world. It was in her early childhood that she first took the stage, a natural performer in the making. Her debut? A show-stopping rendition of the gospel boogie at her family's church, where she left the congregation in awe with her angelic voice. But singing was just the beginning for young Barbara. She was a musical prodigy in the making, learning to play the accordion and read music before she even entered first grade, all thanks to her talented mother. And let's not forget her skills on the saxophone, which she picked up during her elementary school years as part of the school band. Clearly, talent ran in the family. The Mandrells soon packed their bags and headed to Oceanside, California, where Irby, her father, opened his own music store. It was here that Barbara's love for music truly blossomed, as she continued to explore new instruments and sounds. Despite already mastering the accordion, she took on the challenge of learning to play the steel guitar under the guidance of her father's friend, Norman Hamlet. And she still wasn't satisfied, so her mother taught her how to tickle the ivories on the piano. By age 11, Barbara had become a musical sensation, earning herself the fitting nickname, the Princess of Steel, for her extraordinary talent on the steel guitar. Her skills were so impressive that her father took her to a music trade show in Chicago, Illinois, where she wowed the crowd with her mesmerizing performance on a steel guitar. At that time, little Barbara had no idea that this would be the first step towards stardom. It was at this trade show that Barbara caught the attention of none other than country music legend Joe Maphis. He saw something special in her and took her under his wing, helping to kickstart her career as a musician. And just like that, a star was born. Barbara's musical gifts opened doors that most could only dream of. As a preteen, she found herself touring on the country circuit alongside icons like Patsy Cline and Johnny Cash. It was a whirlwind experience for someone so young, but Barbara took it all in stride, proving that she was destined for greatness. But it wasn't just Barbara who was making waves in the music scene. Her father, Irby, had a vision and soon formed the Mandrell family band when Barbara was just 14 years old. The band featured Barbara on steel guitar, her mother, Mary Ellen, on piano, and her father on guitar. Later on, her sister Louise joined in on guitar and bass, while youngest sister Irlene showcased her talents on drums and vibraphone. The Mandrell family band became a sensation in its own right, touring extensively and even entertaining troops abroad with their unforgettable performances. However, as with any great story, there comes a turning point. Despite the success of the family band, Barbara made the bold decision to step away from the group. It was a surprising move for many, but it was clear that Barbara was destined for something even greater. But why did she quit? Let's find out. While most teenagers were worrying about prom dates and final exams, Barbara was already making a name for herself in the music industry. But right after graduating from high school, Barbara did something that shocked everyone. She tied the knot with Ken Dudney and decided to take a break from her music career. It seemed like the end, but it was the beginning of a fresh start that no one saw coming. After high school, Barbara made the bold choice to step away from the spotlight and embrace the title of a full-time housewife. Her last performance before this break was a trip to Vietnam with the Mandrell family band, where they entertained the troops during the Vietnam War. Now, here's where the story takes an unexpected turn. While her husband was off on his Navy pilot adventures, Barbara found herself feeling a bit lost and lonely. And in a twist of fate, Barbara found herself in Nashville, Tennessee, where she stumbled upon a life-changing performance at the Grand Ole Opry. As she sat in the audience that fateful evening, she had an awakening. She belonged on that stage, not in the crowd. And just like that, the fire in her soul was reignited. With a fresh start on the horizon, Barbara knew she needed someone wise and experienced by her side. Who better than her own father? He stepped up to the plate and became her manager, guiding her back into the world of music. She even got the chance to showcase her skills by playing the steel guitar and wowing audiences with her mesmerizing voice. As luck would have it, Barbara's talent caught the attention of not one, not two, but 6 different recording companies. It was a whirlwind journey back to the top, and Barbara seized the opportunity with so much passion. In 1969, she signed with Columbia Records and released her first single, a soulful cover of I've Been Loving You Too Long. Her unique blend of country, pop, and soul resonated with audiences, earning her a coveted spot touring with legends like Johnny Cash and a place among the esteemed cast of the Opry in 1972. Before long, Barbara Mandrell was a household name, captivating fans with her magnetic stage presence and undeniable talent. But it was just the beginning. Let's take a trip back to 1973, a year that marked a pivotal moment in the life of country music sensation Barbara Mandrell. It was the year when Columbia Records released what would be considered Mandrell's breakthrough record, The Midnight Oil. This song, with its scandalous tale of infidelity and deceit, catapulted Barbara into the spotlight and solidified her status as a rising star in the country music scene. But behind the glitz and glamour, there was a side of Barbara that the public didn't see. Despite her outward success, she struggled with self-doubt and insecurity during her time at Columbia Records. In her own words, she confessed, "There have been many times when I thought other people might be better singers, or better musicians, or prettier than me." It was her father's unwavering support and encouragement that kept her going, pushing her to squeeze every last drop of talent out of herself. And just when it seemed like Barbara's career was hitting its stride at Columbia, fate had other plans. In 1975, she left Columbia Records and embarked on a new chapter with ABC. This marked a turning point in her career, as she set her sights on mainstream success and chart-topping hits. With her move to ABC. Records, Barbara wasted no time in making a huge impact on the music industry. In 1978, she soared to the top of the country charts with the #1 hit, Sleeping Single in a Double Bed, captivating audiences with her soulful voice and undeniable stage presence. But Barbara wasn't just a one-hit wonder. She continued to dominate the charts with covers of classic R&B hits like If Loving You Is Wrong and Years, showcasing her versatility as an artist. But what truly made Barbara unique was her electrifying stage presence. She revolutionized the concert experience with her flashy costumes, intricate choreography, and jaw-dropping instrumental skills. From steel guitar to saxophone to banjo, Barbara proved that she was a force to be reckoned with, captivating audiences with her dynamic performances. When she stepped onto the stage, she commanded attention like no other. Her energy was infectious, her charisma undeniable, and her performances left audiences in awe. In fact, her unique stage persona caught the attention of television executives, leading to the creation of a cable television special titled The Lady is a Champ. This groundbreaking special not only showcased Barbara's immense talent, but also solidified her status as a pioneer in the music industry. Barbara also made her mark on national television programs and won the prestigious Country Music Association's 1979 Female Vocalist of the Year accolade. And let's not forget the groundbreaking NBC television series, Barbara Mandrell and the Mandrell Sisters, that she co-hosted with her siblings between 1980 and 1982. It was here that she made history by becoming the first performer to win back-to-back Entertainer of the Year awards from the Country Music Association in both 1980 and 1981. The trio's sibling banter, glamorous style, musical performances, and sketches portraying funny character versions of themselves brought country music into mainstream pop culture with record viewership. But as they say, all good things must come to an end. Barbara, in her bold and unapologetic manner, made the daring decision to walk away from it all at the peak of their popularity. Many were left scratching their heads, wondering why she would leave behind such a groundbreaking venture. The truth eventually came to light. Despite the show's immense success, Barbara found herself battling burnout due to the relentless workload and her unwavering focus on her music career. Her tour bus became a frequent napping spot, parked next to the television studio, as she struggled to keep up with the demands. Cortisone shots became a pre-show ritual, providing her vocal cords with some much-needed relief. Physicians warned her of the potential for permanent vocal damage if she continued down this path, urging her to step away from the spotlight. The truth is, Barbara's journey was never about taking the easy path. It was about following her heart and staying true to herself. And sometimes, that meant making tough choices in pursuit of personal fulfillment and happiness. Barbara Mandrell, the powerhouse country music sensation of the early 80s, faced her fair share of career challenges despite her chart-topping success and remarkable achievements. With her national TV exposure, Barbara quickly became country music's leading female vocalist, captivating audiences with her distinctive voice and dynamic stage presence. Her Billboard Top 10 singles, including hits like Crackers and Years, solidified her status as an icon in the industry. Not to mention her impressive collection of #1 hits, including the iconic I Was Country When Country Wasn't Cool, which resonated with fans across the nation. Barbara's reign as the only woman, aside from Taylor Swift, to win the CMA Entertainer of the Year award twice was a testament to her ability to draw massive crowds to her electrifying arena performances. Her polished, high-energy stage productions set her apart as a true entertainer, captivating audiences with every note and every move. However, Barbara's chart domination coincided with a shift in country music towards pop country styles during the urban cowboy era. Always one to embrace new musical horizons, Barbara fearlessly infused her recordings with contemporary R&B and rock elements while staying true to her Texas roots on more traditional tracks. Her willingness to experiment and push boundaries earned her respect as an artist and trailblazer in the industry. Despite her commercial success and widespread popularity, Barbara faced criticism for her music in the early 1980s. Some critics viewed her recordings as a departure from her roots, with garish productions that veered into what some described as schmaltz. Others noted a clash between country music's traditional perspective and disco-era glitz in her work. The themes of her early 1980s singles, described as powerful heartache songs, shed light on enduring financial hardship and a profound embrace of country living. But these critiques were just the tip of the iceberg when it came to the challenges Barbara encountered in her career. Back in the early 80s, Barbara Mandrell was on top of the world. Awards, fame, and success were all hers as she dazzled the country music scene with her crossover talent. But just when it seemed like nothing could stop her, tragedy came knocking at her door in 1984. Barbara was riding high, only to have it all come crashing down when a reckless drunk driver smashed into her vehicle, nearly taking her life. The aftermath? A broken leg, a damaged knee, and lingering back and ankle pain. She even suffered a temporary memory loss that turned her into a whole new person for a while. As if that wasn't enough, poor Barbara had to endure countless surgeries on her femur and ankle, leading to prolonged agony and a serious case of the blues. I never thought I would ever sing again, or be Barbara Mandrell again, or any of that, she lamented. Can you blame her? Who wouldn't feel down in the dumps after such a harrowing experience? Not only did Barbara have to battle physical pain, but she also had to walk through the emotional turmoil of suing the deceased driver's estate just to get her own insurance to cover those hefty medical bills. Can you imagine the stress and heartache of having to go through all that legal drama on top of everything else? It's like adding insult to injury, quite literally. And as if her plate wasn't already full, Barbara also had to deal with the unwanted spotlight shining on her during this trying time. The legalities of the situation left her with no choice but to protect herself, yet it came at the cost of her reputation. In the mid-80s, Barbara Mandrell faced a career crisis that would have made most people throw in the towel. But not Barbara. She wasn't about to let a little setback keep her down. Instead, she did what any self-respecting country music legend would do. She bounced back with a vengeance. Just 8 months after her near-devastating crash, Barbara was back on stage, performing with none other than the fabulous Dolly Parton. Talk about making a statement. And it didn't stop there. Barbara slowly but surely rebuilt her vocal strength and physical stamina, proving to the world that she was far from finished. She didn't just top a few comeback performances, though. Barbara went on to land several more top 10 hits, including the heart-wrenching ballad, No One Mends a Broken Heart Like You in 1986. She even signed new label deals at the time when country music was shifting towards a younger crowd, showing everyone that she could roll with the changes and still come out on top. And come out on top she did. Throughout the rest of the decade, Barbara soared to the upper echelons of the U.S. country music chart, proving that she was still a force to be reckoned with. In 1990, she released her biography, Get to the Heart, My Story, which became a New York Times bestseller for over 3 months, and it was even made into a successful CBS movie in 1997. Barbara wasn't just a talented singer and author, she was also a savvy businesswoman. She became the spokesperson for No Nonsense Pantyhose, earning herself an ongoing tour sponsorship in the process. Not content with just conquering the music and literary worlds, Barbara also decided to try her hand at acting. She appeared in films like Burning Rage and even graced the small screen with guest appearances on shows like Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman, Baywatch, and Walker, Texas Ranger. Is there anything this woman couldn't do? But as they say, all good things must come to an end. At this time, it was the beginning of the end for Barbara Mandrell's reign in the spotlight, but it certainly wasn't the end of her legacy. They say that retirement is a time for graceful exits and quiet reflections, but for Barbara Mandrell, it was just the beginning of a new chapter in her extraordinary life. In October 1997, at the young age of 49, Barbara bid farewell to touring and recording, leaving behind a trail of adoring fans and a legacy that would endure for decades to come. Despite drawing large crowds right up to her final performance, which was immortalized in the TV special The Last Dance, Barbara had set her sights on a different kind of spotlight. She yearned to spend more time with her children and focus on acting, proving that even after achieving superstardom in the music industry, she was not one to rest on her laurels. True to form, Barbara didn't just fade into retirement quietly. She held a flashy farewell concert spectacular to end her music career, leaving her fans with memories that would last a lifetime. And then, in a move that surprised many, she sold all her instruments and quit performing entirely, eliciting mixed emotions from her devoted followers. Some were saddened by the loss of her music, while others marveled at her determination to chart a new course. But Barbara's story doesn't end there. Over the decades, out of the public spotlight, glimmers of her enduring star power have continued to emerge. In 2009, she was rightfully inducted into the prestigious Country Music Hall of Fame, solidifying her place among the legends of the genre. Various contemporary artists have consistently credited Barbara's influence, including crossover sensations Faith Hill, Shania Twain, and Carrie Underwood, proving that her impact transcended generations. Even entertainment moguls in Las Vegas attempted, although unsuccessfully, to lure Barbara into headline residency shows. They recognized her show-stopping talents and trailblazing legacy, but Barbara had already set her sights on new horizons. But why did Barbara really step away from the spotlight? Some speculate that it was due to family reasons, while others believe that she never fully recovered from the accident in 1984. The mystery lingers, leaving us all to ponder what really happened. Barbara Mandrell may have been the shining star of the family, but the Mandrell legacy lives on through her sisters Louise and Irlene. While Barbara was happily embracing the quiet family life, her sisters are keeping the musical flame burning bright. Louise, the middle sister, made a name for herself with solo record deals and her own theater show, while Irlene, the youngest, rocked out as Barbara's drummer and then charmed audiences on screen. And let's not overlook their impressive achievements beyond the music scene. Louise is a published author, and Irlene has graced both game shows and hee-haw with her presence. Plus, they're still out there doing their thing, whether it's performing, hosting charity events, or belting out the national anthem. With their ongoing work and a spot in the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum, the Mandrell sisters are proving that they're not just footnotes in music history. They're rightful legends in their own right. Don't miss out on more memorable moments with your favorite celebrities. Hit that like button, share with your friends, and subscribe to our channel to stay updated on more inspiring stories and amazing comebacks.